Now, here's the situation. Cobra Kai, season 4, the review. Ah! Now, as we get into Cobra Kai, you get into the history. You start to see these logos, right? See these logos that's on here? These are all the forms of martial arts that was studied in creating Cobra Kai. See the United States there, you see the fist. Now, when you start thinking about Cobra Kai, you start thinking about a lot of different things. You start thinking about the tradition, the history, the whole nine. Now we need to get into the whole gist of Cobra Kai, period. Cobra Kai and what was going on when we first ended in season 3. You saw the big brawl and the fallout with Daniel fighting Kreese and Johnny, where they agreed to a tournament at All Valley, where whoever dojo wins, the other dojo has to shut down, and they can no longer teach. So now, the way everything played out, we had to see. So you see Johnny and Daniel team up, and you got Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang, his branch of martial arts that he just started. And then you have Cobra Kai. Robbie, who seems slighted and angry at his father, has teamed up with Sensei John Kreese. Now, Kreese has said he's not the only one that's teaming up. He basically leaves for a while and leaves them in charge while Robbie's in charge while he go and takes a trip. And they're eating vegan tofu, we're living the life with his girlfriend. Hey, I waited a whole week. There's people that did it over the weekend. Now, Terrence, he doesn't want to remember the past. And from this, Kreese knows he could drop that, remember I saved you in Nam, and give him the guilt trip. It was a little opposite than what happened in part 3. And he kind of echoes this when he goes over it and was like, man, I was hopped up on cocaine. I almost took over the world, came real close. I was hopped up on cocaine and revenge, and I was out of control. I almost destroyed a teenager's life for 2 months, terrorizing this teenager over a karate tournament. It sounds ridiculous just saying it. So it's funny how that even came about. But now, since they got Silver in action, it plays out a lot different. And the reason why it plays out a lot different is because you have you got two different things going. Well, it's a lot of different things moving, but you got two different energies. He's not interested in leaving with Kreese and going to join him. He's enjoying his life as Terrence. Kreese leaves him alone because he knows this is going to be eating at him and he's going to want to come back. And what he was doing was creating this new persona where he would put the old Terry down. He was going to be Terrence and just live that life out. But it's not the life of Terry Silver. That's not who he is. He was suppressing who he really is. So Daniel and Johnny are butting heads on how to train these kids together and combining their styles. So they realize that each really don't have any respect for the other one's style altogether. So they decided to share some of their knowledge of their styles to each other. As you see Johnny for the first time using Miyagi's teachings and actually taking it seriously without thinking of it as a joke. And he started to really buy into it and start to really do the process and understand and learn a little bit of it. Once done, you put it in perspective, like, look, this stuff saves your life twice. Nah, wasn't nobody more badass than Mr. Miyagi. You know, Mr. Miyagi wasn't taking no L's. So yeah, he kicked that bottle to make sure he had. Hey, LB, I hope you feeling better, man. They told me you was 1 foot in the grave. The COVID was taking you down. I almost made this a stream yard. But then I realized I'm gonna have to leave in a little bit. So I said, man, I almost made this a stream yard. That was crazy you said that. This was about to be a stream yard. All right, but LB coming back up. That's what's up. Make sure you're taking vitamins and stuff, man. Keep your immune system up. So, as they begin this engagement and arrangement, they're respecting each other's styles, and the students are kind of coming together on their own. And Daniel is starting to see a lot of himself in Miguel, because Miguel is, people forget, Miguel is who the story was really about in Cobra Kai. He was the new Daniel LaRusso. Nobody seems to remember this. The story was never about Robbie. It was the story was about Miguel. Miguel was Daniel LaRusso all over again. A poor kid living in Reseda, the same place, going through the same life. As long as you're getting better, LB, that's all that matters. Oh, of course. They're both parallel to each other, both fiending for their father's attention. Miguel, the absence of a father that he never knew, and Johnny's the father figure to him, but to Robbie, who basically never had a real mother and father relationship. The mom was a mess, dad was a mess. So he was a product of the streets. Miguel had his mom and his grandma and his family. So now he's going off into the world to try to go ahead and find himself and whatever, but we'll get to all of that. Her mom loved alcohol more than Johnny. So people forget in the very beginning, the very first episode, Daniel and the very original Karate Kid, Daniel wanted to join Cobra Kai. But once he saw Johnny them there, then he left. But he walked in there to join Cobra Kai. Now, there's a lot of different things that Johnny never knew Terry Silver. Remember, he never knew him. Terry was already gone and out of the picture. He was the silent investor. Johnny, he never met Johnny. So Terry decides to come back, but he came back with a different mindset. Terry Silver came back with the mindset of, I'm gonna do what we set out to do. But of course, the foreshadowing is everything. When he tells Kreese, why couldn't you just let sleeping dogs lie? There's plenty other senseis that could have helped you out with your little tournament. You could have got anybody. And he was like, I don't trust nobody more than you. That's it. So right away, his teachings is not being followed a lot by Terry Silver. Terry has his own way of teaching Cobra Kai, and so does Kreese. They both were in a line at first, but it looked like Terry Silver was going a little bit on his side, his way. Robbie has decided that he wanted to get involved with Cobra Kai and join. And to beat Miyagi, Cobra Kai style couldn't beat Miyagi style. The way they was doing, to do that, they're gonna learn Miyagi-Do. And their style is reactionary. They react to whatever they are faced with. So it's mostly defense first. And they just protect themselves. So Kreese was saying you could use that to set traps, which you could. So if meaning that now that they know how Mr. Miyagi fought, had they fought Mr. Miyagi again, they'd probably be whooping on Mr. Miyagi because they've adapted to his style. They could have set traps for Miyagi. But at first, first time they're going at it, like going after him and doing the things that they're doing, Miyagi will get the best of them in there because the style. But the style is reactive. So you could often set traps. Is the reason why Terry Silver, this time around, knew what to do. Because he just faced Miyagi back in the first movie, and Miyagi, that was his first time ever going against someone who could counter him. And he had never been beaten in combat like that. Now, by learning Miyagi-Do, they will know what the enemy is bringing to the table, which in the tournament. So now, Daniel and Johnny are fighting over which style should be training to fight against Cobra Kai. Once Terry Silver shows up and wants them to do it smart and fair, don't fight outside of the tournament, save all the energy for the tournament. and we'll win the tournament and we'll set the stage, and that's where you can get your payback. So when they got hazed or whatever, and they didn't throw a punch, didn't have a big throwdown, no brawl, they were using the Miguel and Daniels bond of the Miyagi Do, none fighting and all this stuff. So Johnny's jealous of Miguel and Daniel's bond. They working on the mom's car together, and Johnny's now dating his mom, and they want to break the news to Miguel, but he's bonding with Mr. LaRusso, but he's dating Sam. So obviously he wants to impress Mr. LaRusso. It's natural. He's dating the daughter. But Johnny is jealous, thinking it's going to affect the bond he got with Miguel. And he doesn't know how to be a sensei to him and trying to be the stepdad, So it's one of those situations. Then you start seeing Tori's life and how bad it is. And Miss LaRusso can cause her to lose her job. And then she feels bad now. She found out that, she take care of her mom. Her mom is sick. And now she's like, man, I got to do all these different things. And Tori's got to work all these odd jobs while all these kids get to just play around. All the bills are paid. She had to get a job and take care of the family. So now the way they had that scene, I thought Tori was finna. She was working at a strip club. I was like, and they finna do it. They finna do it. Tori in the strip club. Oh, they knew they baited us in real good on that one. Oh, it was like, what's your name, Tori? I was like, oh snap! Here we go. I said. Here we go. Cobra Kai is picking up, baby. Tori working in the shaky baking. I said, man, oh man. And then it was like she was hosting like a kid's birthday party and all this stuff. So then Sam just happened to be there, and she's just harassing her at her job the whole time. So she gets all this glitter dumped on her. Tori flipped the script with the kids and had them go and dump the glitter all on Sam. Because Sam's sitting there harassing her basically at her job. So she ends up quitting the job and walking off once Miguel coming in. She starts kissing her and kissing Miguel in front of her and all this stuff. So the mom was like, if you don't ask for help, can't nobody really help you, but we can help you. So she got a family member wants to come get her mom's inheritance once the mom passes away. And once you go through that situation with Tori, now Tori wants to get back in school, so she has to go to Miss LaRusso so they would allow it. That's the only way she can come back to school if Daniel and his wife agree to allow her back into school, which they did. Now, we're going to get to Kenny, the black kid, the black Daniel LaRusso. So now in this series, they've introduced another Karate Kid scenario replayed all over again, this time the black version. We got Black Kenny. Black Kitty. I guess everybody got the emails and complaints. They listen to all these complaint emails. People be like, man, ain't no black kids out there. They had the black girl Aisha on the show, and they got her out of there quick. so, so now in the first Karate Kid, there was one black guy in there, and now nobody really remember that was Lamar from doggone Revenge of the Nerds. And I was like, look, a black guy in there. Hey, look, that's the dude from Revenge of the Nerds. That's Lamar. So in the very first Karate Kid movie, he was there. So that was ever since then, I ain't seen a black dude in Reseda. So when Aisha was on there, they was like, all right, we got Aisha. They was like, man, where the brothers at? Man, the brothers keep getting beat up. They always in jail. They doing crime. You got a Chris Brown looking dude out here doing crime. And I was like, man, all the black people in jail, beating people up. So they was talking about this. Cobra Kai got to fix this stereotype. All the black people out there in jail and doing crime. So, so in the other movie, it was Sean, you know, the black guy with the Jerry, with a Jerry curl too. I'm like, what the? They got a black guy with Jerry curl? Where they find him at? He in there beating on Robbie while he was in juvie. So now you got Kenny, right? His daddy's in the military. His mom is working all the time. So Kenny's mostly at home by himself a lot. And now his dad's like, you got to be the man of the house. And he's getting bullied by Daniel Rothspert, just like they said on the show, which was completely funny. It was completely hilarious. And he was like, what happened to you? You went through he's like, did you switch to Whopper Juniors? He's like, it's called a growth spurt. Lapuso. So all he did was play video games. Now they kept attacking poor Kenny. Him and I couldn't stand that the friend. He was the real bully, the one with that blonde hair with that bushy hair. He was the real bully. He was the instigator and everything. Oh, you just gonna let him do that to you? Oh, I think he scored like 30 points and had 8 steals on you. You ain't gonna bust out some of them moves, LaRusso? I mean, he was the real instigator there. I couldn't stand him. Yeah, so anyway, it's a girl in there. He's the new kid, you know, and he likes her. And of course, LaRusso liked the same girl. Now they do the flip. Now LaRusso's son is the bully when it just totally goes left. And he's not really the bully. He's just giving in to peer pressure to being the bully. He's jealous of the fact that this girl likes him, of course, the girl that he likes. And now he wants to go and take it out on little Kenny. Kenny wants to protect himself, runs to Cobra Kai after he talks to his brother about what's happening to him at this new school. And so he says, but they all know karate. He said, oh, they know karate, huh? He's like, I might be able to help you. So Sean is his brother, the one that used to fight with Robbie. So he goes to Cobra Kai and asks for Robbie. Sean, Kenny does. Of course, Robbie doesn't know who he is, and he says, I'm Sean's little brother. He says, you can help me. Kreese puts him immediately on the mat. The kid runs off the mat, scared, and ends up running out of Cobra Kai. Robbie shows up and decides to train the kid and show him a couple moves, just a couple moves, just to get the boys off of him. So Robbie's training him on his own time. So he comes back to join Cobra Kai again and gave him a second chance. And right away, he comes in, he finally lands a punch, and even though he landed a punch before it was counted, Kreese just wanted to see he had the heart to stay in there and not be a coward. So he took him and said, all right, this is it. Get on your line. You're a member of Cobra Kai now. So now he's made Cobra Kai. Now he's wearing his dojo shirt and everything. And, Hulk basically comes and grabs him, and his arc is changed. First he was with Cobra Kai, that's what he known, and then he was following with Kreese, and then he turned and went back to his friends, Miguel and Eli. These are his friends. They were the nerds sitting at the nerd table in the first episode. So these are his buddies. This is what he came up with. This is what he knows. So when they all got in the game together and came up this tight, stayed close, and now that he's teamed up with him, he's really ego fame, but because he's with Miguel, but Eli was the guy he really came to help. And he's with Miyagi though. And now that they've teamed up, it's like we're all on one team. But then Johnny and Daniel want to fight it out. So they rehashed the tournament that they had back when they were back in 84. Johnny needs this. His whole life has been nothing. So this rematch with LaRusso, which means absolutely nothing, but it means everything to Johnny. So they are back out here doing this fighting one more time. Johnny gets off to an early lead. They end up getting tied at 2. And Daniel's going to put this thing away. Daniel went for that move quick. Did you see that when it was 2-2? It was like, boom, boom, busted out that move that he just learned. He just learned this move and technique from Chosen. He ended up putting it on there on Johnny. Johnny's like, wait, what the hell kind of stuff you just did? Yeah, and for you guys, here's another nugget. That was Daniel LaRusso's daughter that played his cousin who was giving them the therapy on their son, Anthony Jr. or Anthony. And she sat down with both of them. That's that's uh that's Ralph Macchio's daughter. 'Cause- 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 'cause That's his real daughter. They never really showed her when she was younger because she had that cleft. You know, when you're born, she had the surgery to fix that cleft that she had in her lip. Right. No one had a stable father figure. That's why mostly senseis or football coaches, basketball coaches, they mostly take a father figure to a lot of these kids because a lot of them, their dad's not around. So they go out or the dad's working all the time doing stuff. So they take more of the fatherly role. Yeah, Eli, Hawk, and Dimitri, and Miguel, all three of them were buddies. Then halfway through, Hawk loses his identity because he's trying to fit in and he doesn't know how to fit in. So just like he did in the first Karate Kid, when Johnny just attacked him, called him lip, and made him run out of there, he flipped the script. He came back with the mohawk and flipped the script. So he came back to over there, and when he felt like he didn't fit in over there, and with the Miyagi Do and Eagle Fang and all this stuff, he had turned on all those guys. So by him going back and trying to prove his worth to his guys, they like brought it to him. And he's like, talk is cheap. So he backed it up, built, and got everybody together to build the the actual structure where they could actually train and work out together. So everybody's story is getting flushed out in the right way by making it a series. You get to see all these things play out. Dimitri was the guy who was the loser, who couldn't get a girl. Now he's got one of the hottest girls in the school. He's taking karate, and he's actually pretty good at it. He was throwing some kicks. You know, I was like, man, again, I'm like, Dimitri didn't came a long way. He could be a threat because he's tall. He's tall throwing them kicks with, I mean, they were kind of accurate. I was like, man, hey, Dimitri hit somebody with that, they going to sleep. On the video game over here, Dimitri be giving it to people. I play with him. Y'all saw me playing Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. I didn't play this game here using the wax on, wax off techniques. Oh, this gets me back to my roots. You guys didn't know I'm a black belt without a black belt. I'm wearing a black belt right now, but I know a lot of ways to really immobilize a human being. Oh, you got the PDF? Oh, I'm glad you did, Mr. Bailey. Joseph Bailey. Oh, he's talking about that Nipsey Hussle video I did on Patreon. That's probably the most condensed one I did. And I got the whole PDF file. I've had it, and I was like, I'm finna share it on Patreon, and then everybody can have it. And you get that PDF, dude. That it is so concise, and it is bigger than Nipsey Hussle. That ain't some made up stuff at all. Man, this plays more like Streets of Rage, but you got the Miyagi team or Cobra Kai, you get to pick. So you know who I pick. But the game trick you. When you beat the game with Cobra Kai, it's only half the story. So you gotta play with both sides. So now you beat the game with Cobra Kai. Now you gotta beat the game with Miyagi Do. I was taught by a very crazy man, just like Sensei John Kreese. My sensei, who wasn't really my sensei, he was my next door neighbor. He had two flags. He was a Marine. He fought in Vietnam. Fritz, Manuel Fitzpatrick. He was a teacher, basically tell you about life. He'd sit there and talk about life. It would go back to the war. It would go into everything else, but everything related to real life. He was very controversial with everybody in the neighborhood because he believed in, he didn't go for the BS. You couldn't BS him. He saw through everything. And once you tried to, I've talked about him before. He's in a hood story. That football field where we play football at, he used to watch us play football over there. And he would be sitting there just on the porch watching us play football. Then they decided it was going to be in their best interest to go ahead. These guys who had the farming thing over there, it was illegal farming anyway. They decided they wanted to expand and build a farm on our side of the street and expand it and just take our football fields. And they just told us we couldn't play there no more. And it was like, they can't do that. And we were like, well, they're adults. We're kids. We don't, man, they say they measuring stuff. We don't know what to do. Dang, I like y'all guys playing football out there. They just can't come and do that. See, y'all don't understand what I'm saying. See, y'all just kids. Y'all don't get it. They can't just take your territory. I'm like, hey man, it is what it is. We just kids. He said, Hood Story 59. You know the right. Damn, you good. You can remember the numbers. I'm gonna go to the 59 and see if that happens. If it's that one, man, he went out there, man, and tore them dudes up. It looked just like a video game. He went from section to section to section till he got to the boss. The boss was at the end, all in that field. The first guy, because he was just in their way, because they couldn't tell him he couldn't be there. And they knew he didn't want, he told them they couldn't be there. He's out there eating popcorn while they measuring. He's walking around. They trying to bring the tape measure around him. So the last guy at the end decided to hit him and bump him like, oof, and knock him over. And he just like, that's what I was waiting for. One guy down. He made it to the next guy. I was like, uh-oh. The next guy came up. He had some like object, swung it at him, boop, took it out his arm, spun it around, and the guy's like watching him spin it on his wrist. He's like, how is he doing that? Then he caught it. He's out. Two guys down. Man, the boss was at the end. The guy who was in charge. And he came at him. Bad idea. Hoop, hoop, hoop. Lay it out. And that's the man that showed me a lot. But the reason we don't practice it, and this is why he didn't teach anybody, he chose me. And the reason why is because I fit more what he was like. He could tell right away. You are different than him. I could teach this too. If I taught them, they'd go out and kill somebody tomorrow. You wouldn't. You would have the restraint. But if somebody crosses you, that would be the worst thing they ever did. And I was like, yes. So everything that I do is the intent to harm. That's what martial arts meant, is to stop you from hurting me and take you completely out of the picture. You not gonna be hurting me. No, I can't. I can really hurt some people. It's so I can't even throw the most of the punches no more. I would break my hands and wrists. It's so much power on it. He said it wasn't Hood Story 59 series. I was gonna say he's really good if he could just name the number just right off the top. Oh, first move. Most of the martial arts he used is counter moves. I still don't know. I remember his sensei was in a wheelchair. The guy that taught him was in a wheelchair, and he was dangerous. Like the way he talked and everything, he was just dangerous. His sensei was like, he looked like Ed Chin. He had like a long beard. He was in a wheelchair, and he was in there. I remember he told the girl she didn't want to break the bricks and wood. And she's like, I don't feel like I'm confident to break any wood and everything else. And he said, you don't feel confident to break the wood and bricks, then I don't feel confident having you in my class. You understand me? He was mean. She was, yes. Meanwhile, my neighbor next door, he didn't mind breaking for her. He broke everything. Wood, brick. Oh, he was the loudest one. Breaking everything in sight. Bricks. Everything. And with my speed and quickness, he's like, man, I'll teach these things to you. You're going to be all right. Because with your speed and quickness, you already there. He's like, the physical training part is not even really necessary too much with you because you always in shape and you always active and your reaction and reflexes is too quick. Nobody's going to even see it coming. I can pull off 3 moves in like 1/10 of a second. He's like, dude, you that's crazy. He's like, I couldn't even do that. He's like, you were fast, way faster than I was learning these moves. He's like, off one punch, I'm supposed to do at least 3 different things off one punch. At least. First thing I'm doing is grabbing the pressure point. So let's say if someone throws a punch at me, if I block it, pressure points, one's here. I'm gonna just teach you some slight things. One is here. One is here. One is here. That's why when you see Daniel hit him under the arm, they're really talking about the pressure point that's here. And then it's the one in the back of the arm that you can use right here. That's when he hits that, it's like your funny bone almost, but he can hit a certain pressure point and it makes your arm limp. It don't work like that, but that's a pressure point that he's hitting. But these are the pressure points normally that I attack from the move. If I grab, these are like the wrist pressure points, the ones I know how to grab those, and you would use your thumb and jab it with your finger. That's why you gotta make sure your fingers are strong enough. You jab that pressure point so if someone throws a punch immediately, first thing I do is I grab that pressure point and I check it with this forearm right to that arm where this part is. So I can, and then I come back and hit the other pressure point that's like behind the ear, right under here, like where your pulse is, with enough force. I can either knock you out with it by using this forearm. So it'll be all like one move in 1/10 of a second. And just like that, you will be out. Completely out. I could just drop you. No, the forearm's gonna come like a whip. So you can't see it from there, but the forearm is coming across here like a whip. All of this is coming like that, right across like a hit to the face. So all this bone, muscle, and everything is coming like a whip, clockwise, like he's spinning it like a whip, and it's hitting all of this. And by him getting hit here, all of this, it's the trigger, all the pressure points and everything, the pain, he's out cold. It's very dangerous to do these type of techniques. Like all the movie kicks you see. Oh yeah, when I had the glow when I was a kid with all the movie kicks. Movie kicks is like stuff you see when they jumping across and kicking. Oh, the flashy kicks. This stuff would never go in real fights. Never do that stuff in a real fight. If you do this, do all that Van Damme type kicks, that stuff don't work in real fights. Please don't do it. You're going to kick, you have to kick to the inside, not the outsides. Everything is inside in a real fight if you're going to kick. Kick on the outside, you're gonna get knocked out, knocked off balance, knocked to the ground. You're in trouble. All your kicks are inside. You could throw a feint, come around. If you want to kick them in the face, they come back. And you get in position. And you can strike at any time. But normally, when you want to kick, you want to aim for legs. You want to throw what's called shin breakers. So you want to extend your foot out and hit right below here when someone steps. Somebody can step towards me and I can hit them appropriately, right where I'm supposed to. I could just swing my leg. That's not traditional, a lot of it. But if you got quick reflexes, you could do it at ease. I could do that. I could jump into it and put my pressure down on it and really damage somebody's leg. See, if you hit it while they're stepping, they're going to do this and lean forward. So they're going to be in trouble. That's why I told these people, I'm not worried about no timing, none of that. If they were ever in front of me in a fight, it would not look good for them. They will be hurt very, very bad. It would not go well. That's why I try not to ever fight. I don't want to fight. Because one, I'm going to end up hurting myself. Because I'm going to end up breaking a hand, breaking an elbow, breaking something. I'm going to have a cast on. So when the fight's over, I'm in a cast. They going to be in even worse shape than me. But all of these moves are meant to stop someone. You fight a big guy, legs. You never fight a big guy up top. You take his legs out. He can't walk. Man can't stand. He can't fight. Big man, you go after their legs. Knees. That's what you do. They will never mess with you again. One kick to the knee. Wow. That's why in MMA, the martial artists are more successful when they fought. Right? Ryota, what's his name? Machata? Chato. That's why he's getting all those knockouts. He could barely touch him. Pop! Because he knew how to punch, how to strike with kicks, everything. Now that we're through with hurting people, let's get back. That's why I don't understand MMA now. That's not jujitsu. That's what they're doing is not jujitsu and UFC. That is not it at all because you have to have your gi on. So when they did that and they got to the All Valley, Robbie took off his gi. That's for these teenage girls. That's crazy. It's Tanner. Tanner took off his shirt. Ah, you got grown women doing it. Crunchy black wife is out here rooting for Tanner. He's hot. I'm like, I know Chris is like, I can't even enjoy the show. So, right, they all think Robbie is hot. Robbie's hot. Like, well, whatever they use to sell the show, because that would never go off in a karate tournament, period. You have to wear your gi. And part of the moves that they teach you is wearing your gi. When you got your gi, that is like a weapon. It's better for your moves. You could use a move by holding a gi, using it to choke off the oxygen of the other person. So using that gi is for everything, keeps you dry. So when people trying for like if you're sweating and everything, it keeps you dry while you're moving. So the moves you use are taught, a lot of them, choke moves, grabbing the gi, grabbing your other part of the gi, using it for choke moves and everything. So your gi was part of your grappling. So when you're doing jujitsu, that is part of it. That's why they wear the gis. The gis is a weapon in itself. So now you take that away, and now you did took away all these moves. People are slipping out of moves. Now it's like takes away from the actual art. Bruce Lee actually did the same way I do the leg breaker, the shin breakers. Bruce Lee did it the same exact way. He could do them both ways, the traditional way, and he does it the way I do it. And I saw him do it in a movie, and I said, "Oh, I do that." I said, "I said I do that," and I never even paid attention to it before. Bruce do it the exact same way. So now I know this is it's real. I was like, if I see Bruce do it, now I know it's real. Oh, I expected it. No, no, no. See, you got to pay attention to the foreshadowing. I thought the finals was gonna be Dimitri. I thought Dimitri was gonna end up fighting against Robbie in the championship, but I knew it would be somebody else. And then when I saw the lineup, I knew that they were gonna have Hawk win it because when it started, they said, "Oh, well, he needs 2 points. Cobra Kai needs to win just one match, and then they're the champions." And but Miyagi Do had to win 2 matches. That told me Hawk was going to win. That they gonna make the girl fight the determination of everything. So that told me Hawk was gonna win, and that was that. When they had that. So going into it, I already knew, but they were foreshadowing this earlier when he was telling him anybody, when he told Dimitri, anybody could be the hero. Anybody could be the winner. Anybody could be the hero. So that told me right then and there, I was like, okay, they finna Miguel and Robbie ain't finna win. Anybody could be the hero. So somebody's gonna beat Robbie in the finals. and Miguel ain't gonna go. They're gonna have somebody already did Miguel, somebody else is going. Dimitri is the guy who I thought they were gonna choose. But I knew it wasn't. So when it was Hulk and Dimitri lost, I said, okay, this is not the finals. They're not gonna let Dimitri beat Robbie now because this ain't the finals. So Hulk would be the guy to do it. And it was cool for him to get his confidence back because he got that bad moon back, baby. He got moon back. That's what it's up. Because I was mad at him the whole time. I'm like, why you at prom and you ain't jumped on moon yet? He ain't good with the best friend. Now you can be making your moves. Oh, we just getting cool to being friends again. Friends again? Shoot, you already done went through that. It's time to get back in the saddle. Moon a freak. Exactly. She's a freak of the week. You could have had her and the ex together. Tell you, Hulk got to get his mind right. He blowing it. I'm like, Hulk, I need to step in this situation right now. Show you how to hold it down, Hulk. Tell her how open you are to new things and bringing that other chick involved is it. You can have both of them. Let's go, Hulk. Cobra Kai season 5. You gonna know Cino, right? They gonna be, this is way off script. Cino must be writing this. It starts off with a wild something. Celebrating his championship win. Hawk and Moon make out and he invites her ex in there too. And they have a threesome. It gets hot and steamy as we spend 25 minutes here. Matter of fact, the whole episode one. I'll be writing this whole thing out, turn that in, they'd be like, we can't show this. This takes us away. They'd be like, this whole episode was just a makeout session with Hall and these two chicks. I'm like, hey, to the victor goes the spoils. That's the message we showing. Now we can get back to whatever story you want to get to. Because now when I go home, I can just watch episode 1 over and over again. I'll be going. Action. Oh yeah, my favorite episode of the show was Party Time. Party Time was my favorite episode. Oh my gosh. To see my man Terry Silver, and they show you progressively, he's turning back into Terry. And when he talked to Daniel face to face, and Daniel gave him that resistance and that attitude, and he was just like, that little prick. I'm trying to apologize and actually be nice, and this is the way he feel about it. So he wanted to beat them. And once they got to the point where it was getting to the point where he talked about weaknesses and he was basically upstaging Kreese. To the kids was looking more up to Silver than Kreese. So in this instance, when he said all of the things that he said and basically told Johnny, I mean, he told Terry Silver, like, don't forget. I'm the one in charge. Well, he knew how to get revenge. So it made Terry more bitter, but he said everybody had a weakness and he didn't want to talk about it. But he got mad, he was chastised. So he felt like I need to show I took heed to the lessons. So he wanted to show, like, no, I'm not trying to upstage you. I know this is your show. I'm playing the background role. I don't want no shine from this. I know what I'm doing here. So what he went ahead and did was buy the old dojo back. He bought the old dojo back. They got security cameras in the Cobra Kai facility. And he thought this is what he meant about getting them off balance and getting into their heads. So he said, okay, we can get them rattled. So they decided to go to prom. Not Robbie, because he don't go to the school, but Tori's into the school now. So she goes on prom and she takes Robbie on prom. So Robbie's going on prom. Silver's like, you're going in style. And you're going in style. Terry Silver gives him one of his cars, Quicksilver on the license plate. They take Terry Silver's car. They go all the way to prom. They the knockout couple, and Miguel and his girl Sam looking over there at them, and they still in the night from them. Stingray wants to get back in to Cobra Kai. Kreese kicks him out. So he wants to get back in. So he wants everybody to throw a party at his house. So the after party is at Stingray's crib. So in the meantime, Robbie's mom goes up to Johnny and was like, look, Silver gave me this money. He tells me he wants me to be taken care of. He's giving Robbie a car. He's like, I've seen guys like this before, dealing with all these rich guys. Like, you got to help Robbie. He's going to go down the wrong road. So Johnny knows to just go over and fight. So he goes and breaks into Cobra Kai. He's, where you at? You leave Robbie alone. He was, man, Silver's playing that mind game already. Like, man, she's a real nice girl. And I just want to be there for Robbie. Since you're not, somebody's got to be there for him. And, Shannon's a really nice girl, He was, I'm going to kick you and Kreese back to your geriatric people back to the nursing home. And that always seemed to bother Silver when they keep talking about he's old or treat him like he's old. And he goes, I would love to see you try. I knew it was it for Johnny. I knew Johnny was getting it. The full Smith. So, soon as he got there, he told him where to meet. Johnny comes right on over there. Well, you want the old dojo? He comes in there, kicking the door down. Soon as he got in there, wah. That first kick, boom, he was seeing bells. That's for disrespecting your sensei. Then he tells him, look, this is what you wanted. This is your other surprise. The only shot they got to win in this tournament is the Diaz kid, right? What do you think his confidence is going to be when he sees his sensei beat to a bloody pulp? It's going to rattle him. Hey, I was listening to you. Then Johnny comes and sucker punches him. Bam! Comes in with a kick, hit him, pow! Hit him with some shots. Then Silver blocked it, pop! Hit him in the throat with a ridge hand. It was so quick, you didn't even see it. Pop! Popped him right in the throat. Pop! Aside! Then he threw some punches, got blocked, came with that roundhouse up top. He moved it, he was, oh! Whoa! LaRusso done taught him some defense. Okay, pretty boy. Let's go. Let's see what you learn. Silver's throwing punches, he's using Miyagi-Do. Blah, blah, blah. All Silver is doing is setting a trap. Every punch was a trap. He wasn't looking to land those punches. He wanted to trap him. Yep, keep blocking, spin, pow! Man, he caught him with that spin kick. It was perfection. Poof! I said, woo! Snapped it on him too. Pow! I was, yeah! That's how you do it. He snapped that kick on him. Pow! Once he snapped that kick on him, he went flying through the wood. Yeah, again, you ain't learned much, did you? The same thing he gave to his son. That same kick. He loved that inside kick to the chest. He was a wheel kick spinning SOB, baby. He said, go ahead. I got about 3 kicks left. Inside crescent kick. Yeah, I used to do those. That used to be my inside crescent kick. My next door neighbor, if he saw me throw an inside crescent kick, he would probably kick my ass. Because that's a movie kick. Inside crescent kick. If I'd have did an inside, when you do an inside crescent kick, it's all about getting that first step to get the power to whip. That's an inside crescent kick. So when you come and you step another one and come with another inside crescent kick. So if you do that, if I could come with an inside crescent kick, he hates those kicks. But I was good when I know how to throw him with power. It's not a movie kick. I can land an inside crescent kick in a real fight. I was telling him I could do it. I know how to do it, and it's all about timing. Like, I never forget, my buddy was playing with me. I told you, and I woke up. I was woke already. He trying to get me up, playing with me. You don't play with black people when they sleep. So I got up. I jumped up like poof, and he was like, "Whoa!" And he tried to come in. And he tried to throw some, and I timed him. Threw the kick as he was coming, and as soon as he stopped, and the foot went right here. And I was like, see, if I wanted to, I could have put you out. Because he always used to tell me, man, you could never catch me with a kick. You couldn't catch me with no kick. I see it coming. And I did that, and that kick went right here and went back. And he jumped back. I was like, see, could have got you. If I wanted to, I could have got you. Oh no, it's because of the jeans I buy. These elastic jeans. They stretch. Yeah, I buy them like that. I don't want no skinny jeans. I wear some kick-ass jeans. See, these things stretch. They're elastic. Yeah, so you gotta know what you buy. I'm gonna be like Van Damme out here in them jeans, be like split kicks. I ain't doing no split kicks. That's out the question. I don't know why people would assume I can't fight. I can sit here and throw a punch accurately every time. My hand will go in the exact same spot. every time. It would lock. I throw punches that lock, tight, strong. If I come like that, you're out of there. If I hit you with one of these, it's gonna be so accurate across your chin. Somebody try to like these dudes can't fight today. You seen that? These dudes, they ain't never been in a fight. They be coming with that, and I go pop pop pop. They gonna be stuck. Oh, that's just simple martial arts. You bait them in. When you do a reverse, a spin kick like that, that's when you're bringing them towards you. And what makes the punch more dangerous is the fact that you're backing up, really. You're punching, backing up, and you're just getting the space to spin around and pop them. That's what that's the effects of it. Oh, spin kick. So all you're doing is spinning on the ball of your foot and bringing the kick around. So that's all you're doing. You're spinning, spinning, spinning. So if I'm spinning, there's a kick, there's another kick. So all you're doing is spinning. Mostly in a real fight, none of that is gonna land. So none of that is gonna land. Only thing you're gonna do that's normally to keep the defense moving around. So when you get your feet planted, you can land a strike. I've learned that all those kicks, pop. It's all coming down to this. He said your best karate is still inside. Now let out. But by the time the tournament started, because after the thing, he saw Kreese choose Johnny over him. After he just whooped Johnny, he's like, I thought this is what you want. He was, no, it's not what I want. Silver just walks off mad. He started getting drunk, and he knew, I got to get rid of Kreese. So he beats down. He beat down Stingray. He went there. And then they get to the tournament. I already knew what it was when he beat down him. I knew exactly the play. No surprise whatsoever. He gets to the tournament and he's full Kreese. All this stuff is going on. I mean, Kreese is like feeling like a father figure. Terry is back to Terry Silver. He's feeling the magic, the power is bigger than ever. They got, what's her name, doing the singing? Carrie Underwood, man. Silver is back in his element, baby. That's right. We back. Silver's in there, man. When he saw Robbie bow to Eli Hawk, and when they went to sudden death, he bowed to him. You could see in the background, he was mad as hell. You showing him respect. This fight should be over already. Do you want to fight him? Man, he should have gave him a kick right there back to his chest. Silver was ready to knock him out right then and there. He was mad he gonna sit there and go bow to him. He was, man, look, we in a fight. This fight should be over already. Which it should have. The fight should have been over already. It should have never gotten to that level. Well, he had to make it official. Robbie would have won it if he felt it was about him. Him and Miguel was going through a character arc where the senseis was making it more about them than it was about actually going out to win and actually being there and staying connected with him. And he didn't feel connected with Johnny and didn't feel like Johnny really cared at that point, except for just win, you know. And only when it was over did Johnny know, oh no, I failed him. You didn't see you were failing him. You failing him like 4 times before that happened. And who knows where Miguel's going to be next season when his back's all messed up. You know, because he was like, I don't think I could go. He tried to throw, and he couldn't fight like that. So another excellent season. Sam wins the tournament. Nope. She was out of bounds. the ref did a great job of scoring the points and calling them. It was 2 out of bounds calls that happened in there that a lot of people didn't think was, suffice. It was like, wait a minute, because against the Eagle Fang girl, the punch she landed on her, the girl was out of bounds. That Tori landed that punch on, but that girl couldn't beat Tori. Tori knew way better than, she was more trained than that girl. So she couldn't beat Tori. Oh, Sean, get out. Sean's getting out. Remember, he was only 1 month away from getting out. Now, Sean, come join Cobra Kai. Woo! Sean and Kenny will be a tear. But don't forget, at the end of all of it, you see that Terry Silver had paid the referee to be on his side and call the fight the way it was supposed to. The money was going to be in the ref's account. Now they're finna open Cobra Kai dojos all across the valley. And he had Kreese arrested, and Stingray said Kreese is the one that beat him up. And I don't know how this is going to go over well with the rest of the Cobra Kai when Stingray tries to join back up with the team, and they find out he's the one that took Kreese down. But they might feel sympathetic for him when they find out Kreese did what he did, or he's claiming that and seeing what actually happened to him. So Terry is shedding his weakness, and his plan is to get Johnny, because Kreese has shown loyalty to Johnny, and it was all about Johnny and not him. You chose Johnny Lawrence over me, and that is your weakness, Johnny Lawrence. Don't worry, I'm going to take care of that Johnny LaRusso, that Johnny guy for you. Johnny Lawrence, I'm going to take care of him for you too. Don't worry about it. I'm going to bring a few friends to come help me out with the dojo. Now, everybody was like, Mike Barnes, Mike Barnes, Mike Barnes. Mike Barnes is coming. Season 5, Mike Barnes is coming. But on top of that, you guys forgot about a guy. And oh, baby, is he coming? Who goes by a name? Who goes by a name? Snake. 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 Snake is coming. If you want to be a bad guy in LA, Snake's your man. So I'd like you to reconsider. Now, Snake couldn't fight. If they might bring Dennis back too. Snake and Dennis. Bring both of those guys back. Oh my God, LB, that COVID must have really messed you up. He said, who was the guy at the end with Daniel that's going to help him? Did you not see the season before? Do you not know that is chosen? The guy he just left Okinawa with, the guy from part 2, he fought to the death. The guy from last season. I know you in and out of it right now, but stay with us. Do not go into the light. You got a choice. Broken ice or broken neck. Lord, I give 3, 2, 1. You keep for your collection. I know you like. Chosen. You disrespect my honor again, and I kill you. There's 3 Karate Kid movies, and then there's this new remake thing called The Next Karate Kid, when they could just burn that film. It was really that bad. Then they did the remake with Will Smith's son and Jackie Chan. Will Jaden Smith? No. Yeah. Will it be canon with another Mr. Miyagi guy, Jackie Chan? No, that's not canon. The only thing's canon is that Will Smith is producing this one. So he's in charge of the production. So Will Smith is definitely getting paid off of Cobra Kai. Will and Jada, they're the producers of this show. That was on YouTube, but YouTube dropped the ball. And now it's on Netflix. YouTube didn't know what you were doing, huh? Why is that so familiar? Ah, and where Chosen is connected to Cobra Kai is Chosen to train people in the military. His uncle Sato taught the Miyagi style of fighting to military men in the United States. So Kreese's coach, who's learned the guy who was captain or guy who was in charge, that taught him the Cobra Kai style that he learned when he was in the war. That guy was trained by Sato. That's why they have one of these badges on their shirt. That's from the gym, from Sato's gym, is on Cobra Kai, because this is one of the styles that they learned. So they know a style of Miyagi. Chosen took over his uncle's work of training the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers, how to use karate. because he was training Daniel to fight Cobra Kai. When he had to fight Chosen, he just said, look, and this is what always got me about Karate Kid. All of this, the three movies, is supposed to be 1 year. You know that? And all three Karate Kid movies is all supposed to be 1 year. So in 1 year, he fought a bully in school named Johnny. In the summertime, he was a senior, right? So he graduates, whatever, that summer, or whatever, he goes to Okinawa with Mr. Miyagi. Soon as he comes back, they goes into business. 1 year. That was it. 1 year. Soon as he comes back, he's starting his business with Mr. Miyagi with these trees. He's supposed to go to college. Yeah, that was the summer. And then when they came back, here comes the next tournament is around the corner. They after the summer's over, he's back from Okinawa, whatever. They start this business off. Silver wants him to get in there and fight. So the next tournament comes right back around and they move him straight to the finals. That's what Johnny cracked me up. So let me get this straight. Everything you told him about Silver and everything. So you mean to tell me they just moved you straight to the final? You didn't have to fight to get there? Oh man, this is ridiculous. I was like, same thing I thought. Like, we ain't see nothing but Mike Barnes whooping everybody. Right, he had three girlfriends in that year. Well, two. The last girl wasn't his girlfriend. They were gonna make her the love interest girlfriend, but he's like, can't Daniel just have a friend? Let's change that. Let's just make her a friend because I just came back from with Chemical. That's not worked out. She's going to dance, so why would I just jump in another relationship as soon as I get home? Right. They wrote it in that she had a boyfriend and they're gonna work it out because he changed the script. She was supposed to be the girlfriend, love interest, and Mike Barnes who end up getting the role. He's on YouTube. He did an interview talking about it. But Snake was the bad guy. He read for Mike Barnes' part. But Snake was gonna be the bad guy. And they liked Snake so much, they just kept him in the movie still. And just like you're gonna be the sidekick to Mike Barnes, because Snake didn't know any martial arts. But Snake dialogue was just so great and hilarious. You know, he was just sinister the way he talked. Danny, we're looking for you. Heard you weren't entering the All Valley. Is it true? I mean, how did you? I said, is it true? Why? Well, we like you to reconsider. He was hilarious. Snake was hilarious. His dialogue was hilarious. It was like straight out of a comic book. So we like you to reconsider. And Mike Barnes like, yeah, okay, enough of that. Look, I need you to sign right here and say you finna fight. Look, if you don't sign, that affects my financial future down here, and that can't happen. I need you to sign right here on this dotted line. Snake was the snake in the Bible. Well, anyway, I can't wait to season 5. It's already done. I think we're gonna see a lot of Johnny going to Mexico. They filmed it in Puerto Rico, making it Mexico because it's too dangerous to film in Mexico right now with the cartel. So they uh, they went and filmed in Puerto Rico, and that's gonna play the role of Mexico. You're gonna see Johnny. Either the FBI is gonna come get him, or they're gonna pretend like they're the FBI, and he's gonna take Robbie with him to go and find Miguel. So that's going to be pretty interesting when they meet each other. So that's going to be pretty much on the side, I think, that mission for Miguel. And he'll be less out of the drama. Robbing him, that'll be kind of to the side. Now, the shift will focus mostly on what's going to happen with Tori, what's going to happen now that Cobra Kai is going to be splitting up in different factions. You might have new characters come in that might kick off the rivalry again. So you never know. Anybody could be the hero. I'm out.